Isn't like everybody moving away from i3? I mean, I'm still on X11 because streaming. Streaming is why. It confuses me to no end that the last two tracks of this are both Lake, because I will just call them Lake. Yeah. Right, I can choose whichever car I like now. I like that car. I might use it, even though it's still got the fucking... I'm going to use this one, fuck it. Even though it's still got the... I never coloured in the bumper, the rear bumper. It still has the overlay on it. What's the next one? Oh, that one's sick though, isn't it? But which one's got the... Because that one and then that one's got... One of these has... Oh yeah, the non-binary top thing. Yeah, that one's the better one. Why have I been using this one? Why the fuck have I been using this one when that one's got all the shit on it? Anyway, that one's cool because it's got non-binary windows. I might have to actually polish that one up. Because that was kind of the base design that then my friend Rain, who was in my team for Art of Rally Championship, this was like my base design, and then they made it into a proper design with all the sponsors and everything, and made it good. Hey, you can't even see the UV lines when we're this distance away. But it does look crap just having a white rear window, so I should probably put a bit of colour on that. Maybe do the wheels. You can't change the colour of the headlights apparently, I found out yesterday. Making one for the Kingpin, for Catface. I tried to put eyes, I made googly eyes for the headlights. Didn't work. Headlights are just always grey. I was like, well, that's sad. That's it's just sad, that is. Even when the headlights are off. Well, you can do the bodywork headlights, but you can't do the ones that get stuck on. The ones that are big, like round ones that you would actually want to make into headlights. Making liveries is hard. It takes some creative effort. You have to remember where the fuck everything is as well, and realise, and then doing things upside down is also quite difficult. Yeah, I'm not. That's why my there's just a lot of gay flags all over my Kingpin. It's basically just made out of gay now. Yeah, that's what I said. I just kind of wanted a livery. Because as much as I like the one that I was using, the Colin McRae, the one that he was racing when he raced in the Ford, and when he binned it into the sea, into that lake, can't remember what rally it was, but yeah, that one, the Martini car. But at the same time, I hate the alcohol sponsorships. So I was like, as much as I like that livery, so I just started smacking pride flags all over it. It's great. It's an absolutely vile car though. It really is one of the most horrendous things you'll ever see. This one's tasteful. And I think I did a really good job with the... I can't remember how I did these. Diagonal, like, wing mirror windows with that flag. But this one's tasteful. That one isn't. That Kingpin is not a tasteful machine. It is just garish, but I like it. It looks quick. And I shouldn't be looking at the car anyway. That's one of my big problems, is I shouldn't be looking at the car, but I do. Oh my god, that was the best thing I've ever done in this game. That was absolutely the best thing I've ever done in this game. See, that's what happens when you can see. There's definitely a better way to route Kenya for the speedrun. Turbo, if you're for some reason still watching at this point, Kenya is definitely going to be one of those ones that rerouting the order of the tracks is important, because you drive such a long, that first stage, then you're coming here with so much less maximum speed because of how because you're fully dirty. I'd assume you're fully dirty by the end of that stage, or by now at least, you know, fifth of the way through stage 2. But you're on such a fast stage, so this is going to be one where you'd probably want to swap things around. Maybe do the really short Lake Nakura, the really short one first, then this, then do the reverses of those two to try and balance them, and they're the fast ones. You know, get the fast stages in with just after a short stage, so that they're not too, you're not too dirty for it, because the short stages are also fast, I think, in this. All of the short stages are. Then you'll just have to see which tracks you're going to bin. Yeah, I've been putting off getting glasses for way too long. But being able to see, and also they do look quite good. I might actually be able to see if I played Counter-Strike now. I mean, I still wouldn't be able to play Counter-Strike because the flashbangs give me a headache, but you know, did really annoy me recently with, I don't know if you've seen Counter-Strike, the new Counter-Strike game comes out, and you used to be able to, in the older Counter-Strike games, choose whether you were a left-handed gun or right-handed gun. They finally re-added it after 6 months. People have been bitching and moaning that they couldn't use the gun in the wrong hand. one guy told me, oh, the only reason you don't care about weapon changing side is because you've never been killed by someone who was hidden under your gun model. And it's like, well, I have, but also you'd have that problem even if you're left-handed. Valve don't want you spamming between the two. They'd rather you just pick a hand and that's it. But also, I have been killed by somebody behind my weapon, and you know what I do in the majority of games that I play that aren't Counter-Strike? I hide the weapon entirely. I play Quake. There is no weapon on my screen. I just know what button I last hit, for the most part. I just know what weapon I've got. If I need to check, I'll just look at what's highlighted in the weapon bar. I don't need the weapon on screen, especially not for 3 weapons. And I especially don't need it absolutely massive, but they'll never let you do that because obviously you're paying to make the skins look good, and if you could just hide them, which would give you a competitive advantage. Who the hell is buying skins at that point? Yeah, exactly. Gotta show off your skins. Why wouldn't you want to? I turned my skins back on in Quake last time I played because I was playing in a different mode. I normally play a mod called CPMA, which has faster weapon switch and faster movement, but I was playing in the regular kind of more vanilla version with a friend, and I couldn't get the hang of the weapons not switching as fast. Like, I've got it into my head how long it takes to change weapons, so I had to change it so that I could see when the weapons came back up. And I realised that ages and ages and ages ago, when I first started playing the game, before I started playing without the weapons on screen, the weapon models on, I realised that I'd installed a weapon mod, so my weapons were really, really high detail and fancy looking. I also remember it making my game load a lot slower, so I've just had really slow loading times for years while I've been playing with no weapons on. Classic Craven. I also think in my Xenotic I might have the old beta version of... They updated a couple of the weapons in a couple of updates ago, from old versions to some really cool looking new ones. Before they actually released the update, I was using those weapons because they looked so much better. I manually downloaded them from the guy who made them. They were like pretty much guaranteed to get in, just needed some finishing touches and whatever, so I've probably still got the beta version of those installed because of, you know, the beta version will still overwrite the version in the game. Loot boxes for Art of Rally, what would you even put in them? You'd have to make loads of liveries, wouldn't you? You'd have to be liveries. So there's a game called Momentum Mod coming out, and they, due to the way that their license with Valve is to use the Source engine, they don't have permission to sell any... Oh, fuck. Sounds for the car, yeah. Turbo pack. Use the rotary sound on anything. Use anything but the rotary sound on the rotary. Yeah, so they don't have permission to sell anything in-game. No microtransactions, no nothing. And there was a question of should they have... because they are still going to have skins, you just go and unlock them. And then it was like, do we still use the free-to-play thing, but you actually gain points? And loads of people were like actually vouching for this idea that we use the terrible tactic that makes the premium currency worth it, and that's the only currency in the game, because you can't have the premium paid currency. So instead we just have the shitty, worthless, grind it currency. And the response from the devs was, no, you will get weapons by levelling up. We're not sure whether they're going to be random or whether they're going to be, you know, every level you just go and pick a weapon. Because that would make more sense, because it would suck if you, I don't know, this game's got a load of different movement game modes in it. Like that defrag one I was playing the other day. It would suck if you played defrag and you got a bunny hop skin or something. Like, well, that's useless to me. Or you never wanted to play defrag and you got a rocket launcher. Hey Wolfie. But yeah, hopefully it's just a random... Hopefully you just get items, and community items are also accepted. It does suck that they can't make any money off of the game though. Because there definitely would have been good ways to make it work. But they were kind of always prepared for that, because they were previously a mod, which couldn't have made too much in the way of... Because it was a mod, it would have been so easy to just give out the things. Because it would have all just been files. And I think it still will be, because they won't bother. Now they've got the code, they would be able to actually encrypt it. Momentum mod. It's like a game mode with CS, bunny hop, surf, TF2, rocket jump, sticky jump, defrag, everything into every kind of legged first-person shooter movement mods, all hammered into one source game. And how they were monetizing it. Or how they could have, but they can't, because Source SDK can't let people pay for anything, can't sell the game, can't sell microtransactions at all. Shit. And also in the middle of that, how I've probably got the beta version of the new Crylink and Electro in Zon. Because I installed them ages and ages ago. And I doubt I ever deleted them when they actually became part of the game. Like, I installed them when they were still just a forum post. Because they do look so good. As much as I like the old Electro, the old Crylink was ass. I can't even think what the new Electro looks like off the top of my head for some reason. Shit. So they're using the Source SDK, but they're not using. Sorry, they're not. I don't quite know they have actual engine access from Valve, and their agreement with Valve to be able to get the engine access. They're not just using the Source SDK like most people are. And I think to be able to use it commercially, they'd have to buy the rights. You know, like Titanfall uses the Source engine. So they'd have to actually buy it, which is probably going to be way more money than it's worth to you know, they're never going to recoup those losses, sort of thing, to buy the engine. But it kind of has to. Previously it was a mod, which also couldn't make any money in certain ways because of the SDK license as well. But yeah, it's because it's not a big enough project to actually get commercial rights for the Source engine. And I don't think they would be able to now anyway, because they're using the same engine that the developers of Portal 2 Community Edition are using. They're like joined to use the same engine and, you know, make both of the engines better. Which is a really interesting project, because it actually means that they've got a better engine than Valve does for the Source engine. Source 1. But at the same time, apparently Valve are banned from using any Hammer mods. They have to use default Hammer. Can't use Hammer++, can't use all the other Hammer things that came before Hammer++. Which is batshit crazy to me. But hey-ho. Obviously, the game had to be made in the Source engine, since the whole base point of it was to make Surf, B-Hop, and TF2 Sticky Jump and Rocket Jump. They were the primary first goals. Titanfall came later. KZ's apparently getting put in. Climb. CS Climb. That was a weird one, because they'd done CS Source, Counter-Strike Source physics for Bunny Hop and Surf, because that's the primary competitive side of Counter-Strike, Bunny Hop and Surf. Whereas Source doesn't really have any climb. It's 1.6 primarily, and Go. Go now being dead is a bit weird, but it's gone over to CS2. But yeah, I think they're just going to stick with 1.6, which is going to be interesting, because like, you've got the 1.6 physics, but the 1.6 but you'll have to actually port everything from Gold Source to Source, which should be doable. I'm sure a million people have made porting tools, and there's a porting tool from BSP of Quake 3 maps to get BSPs into what's it? Source is such a horrible engine for licensing. Like, it really is so weird being a Linux user and seeing Valve care so much about Linux, but then also be completely... The majority of people using Linux also care about the software freedom side of things, and the ability to use things and DRM free stuff. So good old games, good old GOG. GOG fucking hates Linux. Still don't have a launcher. You have to download games manually, can't use the launcher, updating them just involves zip patching like the old days. Brutal. But they give you DRM free games. Source, full of Steam, sorry, full of DRM. The Source engine, well, where's the source code? Plus, the reason the Source engine exists is because id Software pretty much freely licensed for nominal fees. They didn't... I don't believe it was ever extortionately expensive to license the id Software engine back in the day. And that's what Gold Source is based off of, Quake 1. And then Source is based off of the Quake 1 engine. Off of the Gold Source engine, kind of in a roundabout way. So they got the golden source, but then kept it for themselves, which is like, what the fuck? Oh, Source is a really weird engine. Source is absolutely a weird engine, but every engine's got its weird things. I think the main thing that makes Source so weird is the fact that it still contains the very low level, like, idea that it is actually still Quake 1. To the point where someone made a Half-Life Source, like when Half-Life Source was made, it apparently wasn't that difficult to do. Porting from Gold Source to effectively Quake 1, and people have ported Quake 1 things into Source quite easily. It still uses quite a lot of the same ideas and the same formats and stuff as Quake 1, which is from 1996. And that's why bunny hopping works. Although it's completely ugly and horrible in Source, because they tried to patch it, which made it worse. And I can't watch bunny hop, which sucks, because everyone's just going brrr, left and right and left and right to get faster, and it sucks. I hate it. So instead I'll play defrag. And I'll probably try and play climb, but there's going to be a certain point where I'm going to have to do the bunny hopping bullshit in climb, and that'll suck. Surf I'll be fine with, because you don't really... Surf's smooth. It'll just hurt my hands because it's like slick. Yeah, just rewrite it in Godot and in Rust. That's what you gotta do. Rewrite it in Godot and Rust. I can play after this, after I finish this run. Oh fuck. I'm on what? Stage 6? Been going for half an hour. This may take another half an hour, I'd assume. If I'm halfway through. But the second half's actually a lot shorter, so probably 25 minutes, half an hour. Yeah, stage 6 out of 2000. Yeah, when I'm completely done with this 1,920 stages, of which I'm only slightly over 1,000 done, when I've done another 900 odd stages. Yeah, I can play after this, if you're around. Get my points back down, let you take the throne, because you should take the throne, because you're... If I gained 300 points for beating someone the same skill, you should gain more than 300 points for beating me, I'd assume. And then you won't be able to challenge anyone, because at the minute I can't. Or I might be able to challenge Spike, but I can't challenge anyone because your challenge is on me. Oh yeah, of course it tells you when you look. 530? Fuck. I suppose actually, yeah. It'll work itself out after a while. But you're going to gain 530. That's cracked. And I think this continues, you know, because I don't think there's any setting for, like, you gain more points for your first 10 games or whatever. Like, you know how there are in a lot of ELO systems. I don't think there's any kind of what's it for that, because leagues wouldn't have much time where you're playing, where you need like high amounts of variability for calibration. These sort of ladders don't really need it. It'll sort itself out. I don't know how long this ladder's going to last anyway. These glasses really... Oh, wow. Actually, no, they're not blue at all. What the fuck? That's bullshit. They're like meant to be blue, but they're not. They're clear with bits of blue in them. And mostly bits of black. Oh well. Yeah, will do. Let's go.
That turned better than I thought it was going to. I have to say. That car turned a bit better than I thought it would.
Run. thinking about what maps I'm going to pick against Wolfie, but I don't trust him to not still be here slightly. So I don't want to tell him what map I'm going to pick. I'm trying to think. I also want to pick something out of my weirder map pool. The weirder end of my map pool, because it'd be cool to play some of those. Go play Xenotic. I'm currently running a dual league in Xenotic, which is what we're going to play in. It is a Quake-like shooty game. Wait, this is today? Saturday, May 11th. No. This weekend. So a Quake-like first-person shooter. Not a racing game, but I play it like a racing game, even in the modes where I'm actually given a gun to shoot people. And, yeah, probably gonna get my ass handed to me. Art of Quake. That is a frag movie. There is a frag movie called Art of Quake. It's a Quake 3 or live. If it's a Quake live one, it's early Quake live. Otherwise, I think it might be Quake 3. Or it could be... Actually, it might be a mix one. Might be like the late days of Quake Live. Late days of Quake 3, early days of Quake Live. Woo! Fast. Fast. Ew, great champions. What the fuck? Play defrag. We're playing that game, but not in that mode. We're playing the mode where you shoot at people and kill them. But that's my guide I recently released to playing the racing mode within Xenotic. So you can go really fast and do Xenotic of Rally. Because, you know, when you've got an absolutely fantastic game like Quake that really thrives on the speed of the movement and the gameplay, and the fact that you can use weapons like the rocket launcher to blast you around, it didn't take long for people to go, should we just race to the finish, sod the monsters? People were already doing it in Doom before Quake, turning off the monsters in maps, using a no monsters command, to see what's the theoretical fastest of all these gits got out my way. Just to show off their movement. So that became a thing in Quake, and then people started making maps with no monsters on them at all. Rather than just using commands to turn the monsters off, it's like, well, we'll just make a map with no monsters, and it's specifically got these things that are tricky to do, like these movement tricks. Which is sick. Thank you very much, Turbo. Wonderful work, sir.